Have you ever been wandering around Rapture and all of a sudden encounter a Houdini splicer? You get some good damage on it, and just before you have the opportunity to kill it, it teleports out of reach. Then all of a sudden it teleports behind you. You try to hit it again, and it teleports again. Until finally, you kill the Houdini splicer. What if I were to tell you that that was an actual plasmid? You too could teleport from location to location very quickly and very efficiently. However, that's not the case, unfortunately. It was going to be, but in Bioshock 1, it was actually cut. So begins the story of the Teleportation Plasmid. We do end up getting an Easter egg of it in Bioshock 2, where you find an unstable version of the Teleport Plasmid, and it sends you on a little side quest. You find it about, I believe, 6 or 7 times, and then it just teleports you all throughout the map, until finally you get to a room where you get a secret tonic. Well, what happens if you actually had the Teleportation Plasmid? Who knows? But, as I mentioned, this is going to be the story of the Teleportation Plasmid and the plasmid that never came to be. So what is going on, guys? My name's Eric, and welcome back to a brand new Bioshock video. Without further ado, if you guys enjoy it by the end, let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you for all the recent support, and let's hop into the video. So, let's learn some of the backstory and the history of the Teleportation Plasmid we never got. So, Teleportation was a plasmid that was planned to be featured in Bioshock 1, but was cut late in development. It would have given Jack the ability to teleport from any area to another designated location at any given moment. This could have been used to escape from overwhelming battles by automatically transferring from that point to another much safer location. This worked by marking a certain spot for the plasmid to teleport back to. From there, the player could automatically teleport from the current whereabouts to the spot where the marker was placed. Whenever a new teleport marker was placed, the last teleport marker placed would disappear. The plasmid was first developed by Fontaine Futuristics, but it never made it due to the release of too many problems with the plasmid and its apparent instability. When Andrew Ryan took over all of Fontaine's assets, including Fontaine Futuristics, he planned to continue work on the Teleportation Plasmid, although the plasmid was never released, likely due to the Civil War. Advertisements for it can still be found around Rapture, suggesting Ryan Industries succeeded in creating a working version. Although featured in the Hunting the Big Daddy demo movie, and if I can find a link to a video of that on YouTube of good quality, I'll put it in the description if you guys want to check it out. This plasmid never made it into the final version of the game. In episode 11 of the Bioshock Community Podcast, the developers said that they ultimately removed the plasmid because of its potential to cause havoc or glitches with scripted events in the game. Examples include teleporting out of the fisheries in Neptune's Bounty and setting a teleport marker at the bathysphere station in Arcadia before the trees in the area were killed, thereby skipping the entire level as well as the entirety of the farmer's market. It could also be used in Rapture Center Control, where the player might teleport away from Andrew Ryan. And finally, it may have been used in Mercury Suites or Apollo Square, where if one had teleport and set a teleport marker, one could cause a bug by teleporting while the player's plasmid loadout changed. Although the plasmid was not included for use by the player in the final version of the game, some Houdini splicers that you encounter use a similar ability, which appears to only be teleportation that makes them invisible. However, other Houdini splicers do indeed appear to teleport, such as those in Fort Frolic, who appear in different places that's almost nearly impossible for the player to actually achieve to be able to get to. Frank Fontaine also uses teleportation in the final battle of Bioshock. An advertisement for the Teleportation Plasmid is shown on a poster in the Welcome Center and the Medical Pavilion. Also, above and to the left of the Gatherer's Garden machine, it is also featured in the ads around the machines in Fort Frolic. The specifications for this plasmid at the time of development were to place a beacon and then instantly return to it. The sales pitch? Using newly discovered genetic proximity and duplication characteristics, you can cross distances in the blink of an eye. Teleportation. Be there. I think you guys can agree with me here that how badass would it be if this thing made the final cut of the game? Imagine being able to teleport from location to location, almost effortlessly. That would just be so cool. But like I said earlier, unfortunately, we didn't end up getting it in Bioshock. That's okay though. It does have multiple Easter eggs, obviously, alluding to the fact that there was some sort of teleportation plasmid in effect in Rapture. So, we have the Houdini splicers. We have the final battle with Frank Fontaine. And then we have the entirety of Bioshock 2. Big Sisters have developed the ability to teleport, likely due to their repeated ingesting of blood containing the teleport plasmid while they were little sisters, aka during the gathering of Adam from quote-unquote angels. They use this to great advantage while fighting and traveling around this city. There's also an Easter egg found in the Fontaine Futuristics level, which references the removed teleport plasmid advertised in Bioshock, and rewards the player for following a jar of the plasmid teleporting around the building. If you guys actually want to see that in action, it's going to be on screen, or you can go down in the description where I'll link a top 5 video about all of the different Easter eggs within Bioshock 2. It's on there. In the marketing department of Fontaine Futuristics, the player will see many unfinished advertisements for a teleportation plasmid. Presumably, the company was just beginning plans to market it when production was shut down. If the player enters the office in this area, they will find the unstable teleport plasmid sitting on a desk. The plasmid container is constantly shifting colors, a visual sign of its instability. When the player touches the bottle, the container will disappear in a cloud, similar to that seen of a Houdini splicer's teleportation. The bottle will soon reappear close by, and touching it again will make it teleport again as well. After the player finds and touches the container several times, it will appear on a sofa in the lower lobby. At that point, when it's touched, the player will be immobilized as the plasmid container begins to float, and then again teleports, along with the player. The player will see a progression of confused splicers back in the plasmid's original room, the back locked room behind the plasmid theater, a splicer being chased by a floating plasmid container, the sea floor with the position of the 5th sea slug, and finally a large dark room with a spotlight over statues basking in the glory of the vending expert 2 tonic. While the player is in that room, the player cannot use any weapons or plasmids. Picking up the tonic will return the player to the entrance lobby of Fontaine Futuristics. And that concludes the true story of the teleportation plasmid in Bioshock. Does this mean we might get it in the future? Who knows if another Bioshock is actually announced? It's a possibility, but maybe it'll be a running gag in the series. Time will tell. Anyways, hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, would you kindly tap that like button? It helps the video get out there, it helps the channel grow, and it shows your support to the content that I create here on the Bioshock Hub. If you're new and want to also join the Rapture family and help share the Rapture family around, feel free to hit the subscribe button and share the content. If you want to stay up to date with me or talk to me outside of YouTube about anything in particular, feel free to follow me on Twitter. The link is down in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Take care.